Donald Trump is faking COVID, man. The greatest scandal in political history, it would be. You've heard the unhinged conspiracy theories that Donald Trump is pretending to have COVID in order to skip the debates and to gain sympathy. I don't know if I've ever heard anything so idiotic in my entire life. Let's dissect these assertions. Skipping the debates. It was the Democrats, and specifically amongst them Nancy Pelosi, who were advising and almost insisting that Joe Biden not enter the debate ring with Donald Trump. According to today's polls, Joe Biden holds a sizable lead over Donald. Wouldn't they be advised to go into four corners, which is a basketball strategy where you pass the ball around and attempt to run out the clock without giving the other team an opportunity to score? That would be the game theoretically correct thing to do. If Donald Trump, conversely, believed he was losing, why in the world would he play dead? Wouldn't he try to get into the ring and land some serious haymakers on Biden? How can it be both ways? Why then, given that this is the narrative being pushed by the Democratic Party, would Donald Trump be the one who would want to skip out on the debates? Does that also comport with Trump's overall personality? To back away from the fight or the chance to prove himself? There are a lot of things that you can call Donald Trump, but a coward ain't one of them. Part 2, going for the sympathy vote. Upside versus downside. Now, as for Donald Trump pretending to have COVID in order to gain sympathy, it's not even that I would put it above Donald Trump's character to try to pull it off. He wants to win. And if this was truly a viable option, it is conceivable that he might attempt it. But looking at it again from a game theoretical angle, the degree of difficulty in pulling it off in today's day and age is akin to attempting to throw yourself over the edge of the Grand Canyon and flying to the other side. Like trying to fly on a surfboard to Mars and landing on the red planet before your scuba tank of oxygen ran out. Like me scoring a date with Marilyn Monroe in her prime. Time travel. With all the people testing positive for COVID around him, the degree of difficulty in keeping not only them, but their doctors and their family members quiet in today's modern age with text messaging, instant videos, it's impossible. The Trump White House has leaks, and if the president were to do something as underhanded as this, you better believe that it would be out there at best within hours. It would be the greatest scandal in the history of the United States. I personally would support immediate impeachment, as would virtually every other moderate or conservative. On one hand, the leftist media is trying to play it off that Donald Trump has a 50-50 shot of surviving, that his vitals are down, that he's in grave jeopardy. On the other hand, he's faking it. This is like matter and antimatter meeting, and those of you with Trump derangement syndrome are eating it up either way. The truth is, anybody who dares suggest that he's faking it for sympathy or to avoid the debate should be judged immediately as either a humongous, gigantic, ginormous liar or incredibly stupid. Those are really the only two options. To not immediately examine this and understand that even if Trump and his advisors might have discussed this, that they wouldn't immediately see that there is a 0.000000001% chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Of successfully pulling it off with a small amount of upside for this, whatever sympathy might engender you. And the downside being the early termination of his presidency, as well as being derided for the rest of history as the world's biggest clown and likely criminal charges, not only for the Donald, but for his accomplices as well. It's tough. So let me be kind for those of you out there who might have Trump derangement syndrome and have momentarily bought into this conspiracy. First of all, never ever listen to the source where this information came from. Remove them immediately from your life after labeling them either stupid or liar. You get to choose. Second of all, if you bought into it at all, don't vote. Just don't vote. You are too deranged to have any voice in our democracy. I'd rather have a drug-addled homeless person's opinion than yours. Okay, maybe that wasn't so kind. Apologies, sort of. And lastly, if Donald Trump is in fact faking it, and he's able to pull it off, and we find out sometime in the future that this was the case with verifiable proof, as in not something on the pages of the New York Times or the Washington Post, but rather something honest, he will receive a standing ovation from now until the end of eternity from all of the world's greatest magicians for pulling off the greatest sleight of hand trick in the history of the universe. I'm talking about every single magician from Penn and Teller to David Copperfield to God. They will take a knee to show respect for the biggest political heist in the history of the world. And oh, what a movie it will make, starring Alec Baldwin. Peace and blessings to everybody out there. Please don't believe the hype. The man's got to have COVID. If I'm wrong, geez, I will come out with an apology video. Until then, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this message with a friend. Let's get over the TDS and come back together as a country. And blessings to everybody. Hit the thumb up too. Peace out, everybody.